Okay, so the first tool that I explored was Tour Builder. This tool I found to be fairly simple as far as creation goes. It was very intuitive. I kind of knew exactly what to do without having to watch too many videos, but the videos that I did watch were extremely helpful. I think one thing that is easy as far as creation goes is most people are used to using Google Maps or have at least navigated that a little bit. So I think that that's a pro for this. If we're wanting our students to create something, I think that Tour Builder is a great way to have them start doing that because they'll already be familiar with one piece of it. So I did mine on landforms. We're just going to walk through that kind of quickly so I can show you all the components of it. So you can start out with a picture here just to kind of introduce your topic. Since mine was landforms, I just put a picture of a mountain there. And then below you can provide some information. So I just told my students that they were going to learn about the 4 different types of landforms that students in Georgia learn about in first grade. And then you just click next. It will take you to your next location, which is going to be Mount Everest. So I provided students with a picture of it. I also provided some vocabulary about the basics of a mountain, the definition of that, but then also I took them to Mount Everest, which I explained there, is the tallest mountain above sea level. And then they have the opportunity to kind of drag it around and really explore it. So again, it provides that opportunity to be able to read a definition, but also really put a picture and really kind of cement that in our students' mind of what the word actually means. So once you do that, you click next. I really like this feature of it. It really provides a sense of location for our students, is how it zooms out and takes us to the next location so they can see just how far we're moving. The next landform was deserts, and so another feature that you could do is you could provide your students with a video. And so I provided them with a video here about deserts and about that there are 4 different types. I figured a video would be better to explain that versus just the explanation in words here. So again, they have that, they have the video, and then they have the picture to explore. So I really think that that provides a really good opportunity for students to understand exactly what a desert is. You click next, it takes us to our next one again. It's going to zoom us out, take us straight there. And we have valley. This is a Yosemite Valley. Again, I have a picture, I have the definition, and then the opportunity for them to explore this valley. And then last but not least, we have the coast. Again, it's going to take us out. We can see, they can visually see exactly how that sea is meeting the land. And so picture, a way for them to explore. And so this really just creates a great opportunity for our students to have a solid understanding of vocabulary words that we're trying to teach them, but it also really integrates geography well here because they're able to see where places are in comparison to others. Okay, so the next tool that we're going to look at that I explored was Metaverse. Now, if I'm being honest, this one took me a while to completely have a firm grasp on. But once I did get that grasp on it, it really, I'm amazed at what all you could possibly do with this. I think that this is one that I definitely want to research more and become more of an expert at. I think that it takes a lot of practice to be able to be an expert at this one here. But I love all the capabilities that this has. You can use this as a way to present new knowledge, but you can also use it as a way to quiz your students. I love that it has fun features that our students will love about the selfie wall, how there's polls, and all of that. There's also so many ways to customize it. So one video that I watched, and I mentioned it in my blog post, it's linked so you can reference that. But just how even you can see the difference between my answer boxes, how they can be circles, they can be, you can see I changed let's go to a circle, now it's a square, and then a rectangle. So there's just a whole lot of customization features, and then of course our students are going to love all of the little GIFs and pictures and things like that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a quick overview of the features that I included in my storyboard and kind of explained some tips hopefully along the way. So let's zoom out. You can see all those lines, how they're all connected, and that just, I don't see any orange there, so that's the first tip. If I were to see the little orange circle, that would mean that something wasn't connected. So I think that's a good tip before you publish it out to your students. Zoom out, make sure that there are no orange circles. So let's zoom in. The beginning, just say, hello class, let's see what all you remember about landforms. They will click let's go. And then I give them 3 options. So essentially there's 3 tasks that I've created within this. So there's one where they have a smile wall. So I got that from the video that I explained in my blog post. Really, that's just a selfie wall, something fun for them to do. Free response, so they'll have the opportunity to actually type something in, and then multiple choice. So you can see all of those are linked to the appropriate scenes. Oh, didn't mean to do that. The back button in creating became my best friend. Okay, and so the first one here is what is the name of the landform. They would click it, and then it would take them to either yes, they got it right, or no, they got it wrong. And so if they got it correct, they would continue on. If they got it incorrect, I have it linking back for them to try it again. And so that way I really like about this is they can't just miss it and move on. It's going to redirect them back until they do get it correct. After that, I really like the free response because by having this check text response here, it automatically is going to check it for me. So again, they're going to automatically know if they got it correct or if they got the question incorrect. So again, same thing. There's 2 boxes here. This top one is great, you got it correct. They'll move on to the next one. Or if it's incorrect, it's going to link them back to this question. So they, again, have to go back to it to get it correct. So then at the end, there's the selfie wall, and then it tells them bye, and they would end the experience. So as I said at the beginning, this tool did take some time for me to completely grasp. I don't know if that's typical for all people or if that was just me not really having a background on this tool. But I do think that this one has quickly become my favorite just because of the customization of this. Okay, so let's take a look at Google Expeditions. So it's this app right here that has a white background with an orange flag on it. I really like Google Expeditions for a lot of different reasons. One, I think that it's a great place to start. If you're just wanting to start out with virtual or augmented reality, I think that it's great because it already has so many lessons pre-created for you. So you're not having to create something from scratch. Also, it's more of a guided expedition. It allows you to really still facilitate the lesson for your students. And so it kind of brings you all at the same pace. So I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. My other examples have been on landforms, so we'll continue with that. So I'm going to type in landforms in the search bar. And you can see, even just by typing in landforms, there's several lessons already created for that. So I'm going to click this one, Basic Landforms, and then I'm going to press Guide because I'm wanting to guide my class together. So we'll click that, and then it's going to give me a code. And so if I had my class, they would have this application on their device, and they would type that code in. Up at the top where you see the 2 people, it's showing 0 people. That means that there's 0 people that are logged in and that are on this guide with me. But if you have your students, obviously when they get logged in, it would show them right up there. Then it's going to start the expedition. And so I like Google Expeditions for this main reason here. There's a lot of information already provided there, so you can really get a lot of content in for your students. Also, it does provide the experience of the virtual reality, so they're able to really explore this mountain after they've listened to or read the definition. They can really take a look at what those words actually mean in visual form and maneuver it. Now, the next thing that as a teacher, especially of younger children, that will really help them is you can move them along at a pace altogether. So once we've looked at the mountain, we've talked about it, now we want to move on to the next one. So I'm just going to swipe over, swipe over, and then it bring up the next thing, and I'll hit start. As soon as I hit start, it's going to push it out and move all of my students that are logged in, move them with me. So again, we can look at the definition, and then they can have time to explore what that definition actually means. So you'd go through that through the whole thing, and then that's it. You would have provided your students with a virtual reality of landforms.